What's going on, everybody? Christigious back at it again, and we're here to let you know that there was a major update on the mid chapter for Dead by Daylight, and we're about to go take a look at it and see what everything is and what's coming out in the PTB next week. Ooh, spicy! Let's go! So here we are on the Twitter page, and Dead by Daylight put out patch notes on what's happening. The June 2022 development update has arrived. It's a big one. There's a lot to talk about, so I'll try to get through this as best I can. The overhauled progression system, collecting all the perks, have been an important goal for many players. However, since both of the number of perks and characters are consistently increasing, the grind expands at an exponential rate with every new chapter. So what they're doing is they're addressing this by completely overhauling the way you earn perks and rewards, which is amazing. I can't wait. Comparison: in the current system, you must reach level 40 on every given character to unlock the teachable perks. Then find the perks in every blood web for every killer and survivor. That's a lot of grinding. In order to unlock all the new perks on every character by the time the next chapter releases, you would need to, essentially they're saying, put in 4.1 hours daily. So with this new system coming up, they're saying it's going to decrease it on an average of 1 hour a day each day until the new chapter. And that's not even factoring in all the blood points and offerings that they're going to be doing with the events, perks, and offerings. So basically what they're doing and what they're saying right now is that they're reducing it by 75% of grinding, which is crazy. This is so exciting. Like, this is going to be amazing if they're doing this. Unlocking perks. The teachable rarity is no more, which is amazing. Thank God. Now perks are tied directly to prestiging. Prestiging a character for the first time will instantly unlock the tier 1 versions of the unique perks for all killers and survivors, making them immediately available to use without even opening the blood web. Just like I was talking about yesterday in the other video, this is going to be badass. Prestiging a character for the second and third time will unlock tier 2 and 3 versions of their unique perks. Alternatively, higher tier versions of the perks will now appear randomly in the blood web. So if you only prestige your character once, it'll unlock the tier 1 perk, and then you can go into other characters and go to their prestige and you can find their other perks in there. This way, you only need to earn the perks once. The perks you've unlocked will be instantly available on every new character as well, making this easier to pick up and play without substantial blood point investment. Thank you. This is a huge update. I cannot wait. You know how hard it was to get the perks you need for every killer? It's such a grind. The newer people wouldn't be able to get all the cool new perks because of how vast all the perks were. So it was a huge hassle. Now this is going to tremendously reduce it, which is going to be amazing. So we got no more resetting. Prestige has always been a bit of a dilemma. Of course it has been. You know, there's some characters that I didn't want to prestige at all until I found out about this. Then I was like, go, 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 go. Prestige, prestige, prestige. Now that prestige is the main way to unlock perks, we wanted to make the choice clear. Prestiging a character will no longer remove their perks, items, add-ons, or offerings. Perk slots will remain unlocked after prestiging. Yes! There will be no reason not to prestige. Prestiging a character is no longer optional. After reaching level 50, you'll receive a special blood web like the one I showed yesterday with a single node, the one with the prestige level on it, you know? Prestiging this node will increase your prestige level and reset your character level to 1. Expanded prestige. With prestige now being the main way to prestige, it'll no longer be as impressive to have your characters maxed out at prestige level 3. It only made sense to have a new way to recognize our most committed players. We've increased the prestige limit to 100. Okay, so there's 100 prestiges. So what would more prestige levels be without rewards? That's the question. Reaching prestige level 4, 5, and 6 will now award the character's bloody prestige cosmetics. Okay, so basically what I'm getting, prestige 1, 2, and 3, you unlock the teachable perks, and then 4, 5, and 6 is going to be the bloody cosmetics, once again signifying those who went above and beyond. Now that prestiging for the first 3 times award perks, it only makes sense to move higher. If you've already unlocked these cosmetics, don't worry, we won't be taking those away from you. You've earned them, which is good, thank God. For the completionist, prestige levels 7, 8, and 9 will each grant the character unique perks as charms. That's kind of cool. Now you'll have little charms as the perks, which is good. We also wanted to highlight your dedication to your favorite character no matter how many times you prestige them. Once the trial is over, your prestige level will now be shown in the space previously occupied by grades, like they were talking about yesterday. Those who spend millions of blood points stockpiling add-ons and for your favorite characters will now have a way of showing off your hard work to the world. And that's what we talked about yesterday right here, which is awesome. Shrine of Secrets. Unlike before, where the Shrine of Secrets would offer teachable perks that then needed to be found in blood web, the shrine will allow you to purchase perks directly. Oh, so now we can purchase perks directly. Purchasing a perk through a Shrine of Secrets will make the tier 1 version of it immediately available on all killers or survivors, much like prestiging. Okay, so that means you don't even have to worry about it if you can find it. Subsequent tiers of that perk will also begin appearing in blood webs. Oh, so once you buy that, that means tier 2 and 3 will also be in the blood webs. You may also purchase a perk again and to increase their tier. Oh, so basically you can keep buying the perks, so you can buy 1, 2, and 3 tiers if they show up in the Shrine of Secrets. That's nice. This works seamlessly with the prestige system. As purchasing a perk you've already unlocked through prestige will increase its tier. Nice. Transitioning to the new system, with many spending hundreds, if if not thousands of hours playing Dead by Daylight over the years. We want to make sure that everyone is rewarded fairly. When the system releases, we'll be automatically awarding existing players an appropriate number of prestige levels based on how many perk tiers they've unlocked. If you left all your characters at level 50 and focused on unlocking perks, your work won't be for nothing. That means some of the characters that I got up to 50 and have a lot of perks on, it'll reflect it. It's also important that you don't lose anything when the system is updated. You will keep any perks and bloody prestige cosmetics that you've already unlocked. Those who reach prestige 3 before the update will receive a special prestige icon to recognize their achievement. And here we go, matchmaking incentives. This is gonna be fun. This is where I'm gonna get all my blood points. Matchmaking has been a major focus over the years, and we're maintaining that throughout year 7. Though many changes are planned to improve wait times and match quality, there are variables that cannot control through code. Being an asymmetrical game, Dead by Daylight works best when there's roughly 4-to-1 ratio. Deviations from the 4-to-1 ratio will actually hurt the matchmaking time and quality. Too many survivors will cause survivor queue times to increase, while too few survivors will cause killer queue times to increase. To complicate things further, this ratio varies greatly depending on which region, rating, of time, and day. Whenever the number of killers to survivors differs too much from the ideal ratio, we'll offer a blood point bonus to anyone who opts in to playing that needed role. Bonus ranges from 25% to 100% depending on the demand levels. What? These bonuses will be shown on the main menu besides each role play button. Okay, yeah, just kind of like how the risk shows you how many days are left. It's going to show it over there. These bonuses double as an indicator of which role currently has the fastest queue time. So basically, if it shows whatever role it is, that means they need them. So as soon as you go to that specific role, you'll get in matches quick, because sometimes either survivor or killer takes a while. So that's what they're trying to stop. Playing in a group can also net you a bonus if survivors are needed at the time. Oh, so you get stackable bonuses. However, this will only apply if the group's average matchmaker rating is currently in demand. We believe these matchmaking incentives will improve both queue times and the matchmaker's ability to create quality games. Heads up, matchmaking incentives will be disabled if crossplay is turned off. Okay, that's fair. As most players play with crossplay on, the system would be highly susceptible to manipulation, and switching roles would have a negligible effect on matchmaking. So they strongly recommend turning on crossplay. Gameplay updates. In the past, we've addressed individual perks through various updates, but the old meta change is not enough to shake things up. So what they used to use to change a couple perks here and there. That's basically what they're saying. In this update, we are reworking and rebalancing 39 perks. We aim to reduce the reliance on the current meta, which all you see is the same perks over and over again, which is good. This is good. Basically, it's making the game unfun if it's the exact same perks over and over again. Generator speed. What? When looking at the perks most used by killers, there's a very clear trend. Any perk that helps prevent generators from being powered. Corrupt Intervention, Pop Goes the Weasel, Scourge, Hurricane Resonance, and Hex Ruin. Especially my stat sheet that I had when I was keeping track of all the killer perks, those were up there. And if you want to see that, come on over to my stream. Many players feel like generators are powered too quickly without these perks, so we knew we needed to look at generators before making any perk changes. Slowdown perks should be an option, but not the only option to stay competitive. First, we increased the time it takes to power a generator to 90 seconds. It was originally 80 seconds, 90 seconds, so that's 10 seconds added on. So if you're hitting great skill checks, it kind of varies, like 70-ish seconds, so now it might be 80 seconds. If there's 5 generators, 10 seconds apiece, it's almost an extra minute without any slowdowns. The time it takes to complete a generator hasn't been changed in a long time, but it's clear that they are being powered quicker than we like. While slowing them down slightly, we hope to give the killers a bigger window to interrupt survivors practically at the beginning of the trial. Second, kicking a generator will now instantly remove 2.5 of the maximum progression. It might be good for killers. This change makes kicking generators more meaningful, even if survivor stops it from regressing shortly after. Additionally, survivors must decide whether to tap the generator to prevent regression. So every single time they kick the generator, it's always 2.5. With these two changes, we hope to reduce reliance on passive slowdown mechanics to promote increased interaction between killers and survivors. It's more of a back and forth. General killer improvements. We're making slight improvements on the aspects of the killer gameplay. We've reduced the time it takes to break walls and pallets by 10%. Now it's 2.34 seconds. It used to be 2.6 seconds. Generators can now be kicked 10% faster than before. Now 1.8 seconds was 2 seconds. It looks like it's slowly adding increments to each other. Next, we've reduced the cooldown for successful basic attacks by 10%. Now 2.7 was 3 seconds, and reduced the duration of the survivor's speed boost upon being hit by 10%. Now 1.8 seconds was 2 seconds. Moving forward, survivors gain slightly less distance being hit, making it more difficult for them to run long distance to a safe area. We'll see. Finally, we've tweaked Bloodlust to increase in power quicker than before. They reduced it so it still takes 15 seconds for the first tier, 25 for the second, and 35 seconds for the third. These changes affect every killer, camping and tunneling. On the survivor side, there's a clear performance for perks perks that grant a second chance. Okay, borrowed time, decisive, dead hard. A benefit of these second chance perks is how that they help prevent unfair situations, namely being camped, tunneled out of the game. It's ingrained into the killers now that you have to get at least one survivor out right away. All right, so moving forward, survivors will receive a 5-second endurance effect after being unhooked. This gives the unhooked survivor an opportunity to reach a nearby window or pallet. Additionally, the unhooked survivor will receive a 7% haste effect 5 seconds. This will make them harder to catch and encourage killers to shift focus on the unhooking survivor instead. Both effects will be canceled permanently if the unhooked survivor performs what we now call a conspicuous action. Conspicuous action is repairing a generator, healing selves or others, cleansing a totem or blessing, sabotaging a hook, unhooking others, and opening the exit gate, that's I think new. With these base changes, we hope survivors can switch up the perk loadouts without fear. Meta perk changes. For this update, perk changes fall into two categories: meta perks that are used too often and non-meta perks but aren't used nearly enough. So it says for killers, barbecue and chili, ruin, pop goes the wheel, corrupts, tinkerer, no-ed, and scourge pain residence. For survivors, dead hard, borrowed time, decisive, iron will, self-care, and spine chill. So here's some graphs. Yeah, this is low MMR right here. So this is the highest MMR. So this is mid-range. So the mid-range, 8 million games they're collecting data on right around here. These are all the perks. So this is dead hard. Borrowed time, it's up there, 40%, 50%. And then at the high MMR, look at that, 70% for dead hard. This is the killer meta perks. So we got barbecue and chili. Percentile over here. We have the number of MMR and then how many games they've recorded in the middle. And then look at how high these perks are in high MMR. Killer meta perks. Let's go over that. Barbecue and chili. Outside of 40 meters, once you hook a survivor, you'll be able to see the order and you'll get 100% blood points, which is amazing. I use it. A lot of killers use it for those blood points. But because of the huge amount of blood points it provides, we do not want blood points to be driving factor behind choosing perks. Oh, we will be removing the blood points bonuses. I like blood points. I think everyone likes blood points. While we understand this change may seem shocking, please keep in mind that this update reduces the grind for blood points by 75%. We believe this is a necessary step in making other aura reading perks more appealing, as blood point gain will no longer be the deciding factor. So no more barbecue and chili really. Ruin. A massive part of the Hex Ruin's appeal is not having to stop or kick generators, which is true, as well as the ability to passively regress generators from a distance, which is good. It puts pressure on all 7 generators. These aspects make Ruin a unique slowdown perk. To bring Hex Ruin in line with other perks, we are reducing the regression speed to 50, 75, and 100%. This perk is probably dead. This will reduce the power without destroying its primary appeal. After a survivor is killed, Hex Ruin will automatically deactivate. That's not if it's already taken out, because it gets taken out pretty quick. Pop goes the weasel. Gives killers a controlled way to remove significant progress from a generator of their choosing. Given that kicking a generator now reduces 2.5% of its progression by default, just like they talked about, we decided to tone down some numbers. This perk will now remove 20% of the generator's current progress, not total. What it used to do, when you kick the generator, it would take out 25% no matter what. So now what they're saying is it's 20% of whatever progress there's on it. So if it's only at 75%, it's going to take 20% of that 75%. So this change will make Pop very effective against generators that are nearly done, but weaker against small amount of progress generators. Corrupt Intervention. This perk makes the beginning of a match more manageable, forcing survivors to extend deeper into the map before repairing a generator. Moving forward, the perk will deactivate once the survivor enters the dying state. Dang, if you find a survivor right off in the beginning of the map, you knock them down, instead of having 3 minutes, as soon as you put someone in the state, it's deactivated. It's kind of a nerf. We believe this change will keep Corrupt Intervention effective in helping the killer build early game pressure while providing a limit to its power. Tinkerer. Tinkerer is a popular choice for the information it provides. And that is true. Every time a generator goes to 70% at tier 3, killer is notified. Therefore, Tinkerer can now only activate once per generator. Oh, damn. So now instead of always activating every time it hits 70, Tinker can now only be activated once per generator. So if the killer kicks the generator and goes below 70, it won't reactivate. So now it'll only activate to 7 times because there's 7 generators. That's it. No-Ed. This perk makes a very effective comeback tool, which is true. We like the way No-Ed encourages survivors to preemptively cleanse totems. So we are not looking to weaken the direct strength. Instead, the survivors will now see the Hex's totem's aura within 4 meters of activation. This range increases to 24 meters over 30 seconds. Scourge Hook Pain Residence allows the killer to remove about 15% from the most progressed generator simply by hooking a survivor on a specific hook, and there's only 4 hooks out of all the hooks, so it's not that many hooks. So allowed notification also allows the killer to disrupt the survivors before they continue repairing, granting both powerful regression and crucial information. With that in mind, we are removing the loud noise notification. Instead of exploding, the affected generator will now spark upon losing regression, and survivors will no longer scream. Damn, so you won't get notified at all. Hopefully they still have that time frame, because typically when it gets hit, it takes like a second or two before you can start working and progressing it again. Survivor meta perks. Dead Hard. Dead Hard is by far the most used perk. That is true. It's damn near 3 to 4 survivors have this perk almost all the time. In the right hands, it acts as a third health state, which is true, allowing the survivor to escape a situation where they otherwise would have went down. In the latter case, there's not much a killer can do. True. If you can time it right, the killer can't do anything. Therefore, Dead Hard will now provide their endurance effect for 1 second when activated. If you time it right, you'll prevent a hit and gain a movement speed boost. This will remove Dead Harding for distance and make it solely used to dodge hit, which killers can anticipate and even bait accordingly. Decisive Strike. One of the Decisive Strike's main appeals is efficiency at preventing tunneling. In light of the upcoming base game changes, we expect Decisive Strike to drop in usage slightly. For the most part, we find the perk to be a healthy for the game. True, it stops camping and tunneling, and easily avoidable for killers who choose not to tunnel unhooked survivors. So if you don't tunnel the survivor that got unhooked, then you don't need to worry about DS, because there's no point, because you're going after the other survivor. That said, at the end of the match, there often is nothing the killers can do to prevent a survivor from DSing you at the gate. Yep, exactly what I just said. Moving forward, Decisive Strike will now deactivate once the exit gates are powered. What? So once 5 generators done and the gates are powered where you can start opening it, DS is done. That's awesome. In addition, the stun duration has now been reduced from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. Decisive Strike will now be canceled by conspicuous actions, which is what I stated above. Nice. So if they do anything, that means DS is done. Borrowed Time. Most like Decisive Strike, this perk gets much of its popularity by granting counterplay against the camping killer. Considered a lighter version of Borrowed Time has been added to the survivor's base kit, we need to update the perk accordingly. Borrowed Time will now extend the duration of the endurance effects of unhooked survivors for 10 seconds basically by any survivor unhooked. These effects will now be cancelled if the unhooked survivor performs a conspicuous action. While the overall duration of the Borrowed Time is no longer than before, we expect that having a lighter version of the base kit will now drop the Borrowed Time usage. Iron Will. This perk allows skilled players to mind game more effectively in many areas by silencing grunts of pain, because it's at 100% right now once you hit tier 3. To address high usage rates, we are lowering the grunts of pain to be 75%. Additionally, Iron Will is no longer activated when exhausted. Oh, but it does not cause exhaustion itself. Self-care. Though self-care has a diverse reputation among the community, we are surprised to find that its usage peaks in the highest skilled matches, because you're basically healing yourself. You don't need to worry about finding somebody else. Having a consistent and reliable way to heal at will is a powerful tool in the right hands. That's just what I said. On top of that, self-care increases the efficiency of medkits, which if people bring medkits or find them, it's ridiculous, allowing survivors to squeeze additional health heals out of them. If I'm correct, on certain medkits like the green and purple, you can squeeze between 2, 3 to 4 and possibly 5 heals in with just one medkit. So with the right add-ons, to reduce its strength, self-care's heal speed will be lowered to 20, 30, and 35%, and the item efficiency bonuses have been removed entirely. Oh, nice. Spine Chill. This perk excels at alerting survivors when a killer is approaching. In high skill lobbies, the volt speed increases becomes the primary draw. You pair Spine Chill with Resilience and you'll get like, I think it's like a 15% increase in vaulting, because it's 6% on Spine Chill and 9% on Resilience. Spine Chill will now only activate if the killer has a clear line of sight of the survivor. Oh, this will remove the awkward counterplay where the survivor must look away to ensure a stealthy approach. So instead of turning your head all the time so they don't get that extra boost from Spine Chill, now the killer has to directly see the survivor. So you can't see him through walls, it won't activate. Next, we'll be adding a short 0.5 seconds lingering effect to Spine Chill. This will prevent the perk icon from flickering when the survivor looks around to make the action speed boosts more consistent. Finally, we'll be removing the volt speed bonus entirely, and it does not suit the perk's nature. What? So no more volt speed. Damn. I think Spine Chill is going to be used for beginning survivors. I don't think it's going to be used anymore for high tier survives anymore. Non-meta perk changes. We've wanted to make sure that everyone had something new to look forward to. Okay, we've updated 25 additional perks to try out, the majority of which fulfill a similar purpose to the meta perks listed above. Killer perk buffs. Overcharge. Along with the current effects, which as of right now, whenever you kick a generator, it'll have an extremely difficult skill check if you go back onto it. That's what it is. Overcharge will cause a kick generator regression speed to grow from 100% to 400% over a course of 30 seconds. Damn, so initially it'll be 100% like normal, and then over a course of 30 seconds, it'll build up to 400%. So it'll be like one survivor on a generator reducing it, but it'll take 30 seconds and it'll continue to be 400% 100 seconds until someone touches it after that 30 seconds. Survivors will want to stop the generator from regressing as soon as possible. That's true. That's a huge buff. I can see Overcharge being a new meta perk. Eruption, released with fairly safe numbers, but upon reflection, we're comfortable with increasing them. We have upped the generator regression penalty by 10% and the duration of the incapacitated effect to 15, 20, and 25 seconds. Damn, so you won't be able to touch a generator for up to 25 seconds now. That's gonna be up there now. Knockout. For those of you who like to leave survivors on the ground, can have a little more peace of mind. In addition to the current effect, knockout will cause dying survivors to crawl 50% slower for only 15 seconds and reduce the recovery speed by 25 seconds. I mean, that's okay. Chlorophobia. To make healing in the killer's terror radius even more unappealing, Chlorophobia will now increase the speed of skill checks by 50% on top of its current effect. So it makes it smaller. That means it's gonna be quick. Woo! I don't think it's gonna be used though, because terror radius is, you know, 35 meters. That means the killer's gotta be close, and if you're by there, if you're inside the killer radius, typically you're running around, so you're not just healing in the killer's terror radius. Dark Devotion. This perk is great for confusing and sneaking up to survivors, but the basic attack requirement makes it unappealing to certain killers. Dark Devotion will now activate whenever the obsession loses a health state, so no matter what. So that means every other killer, so Plague, Huntress, Nemesis, Demogorgon, all those type of killers that have an M2. Jolt allows the killers to regress generator simply by downing a survivor, but it's typically with Jolt, it's typically within a radius. To make it more consistent and punish careless survivor plays, we have removed the cooldown. Oh, so there's no cooldown anymore. Nice. I can see that being meta now. Lethal Pursuer. So you like aura reading, huh? On top of existing effects, Lethal Pursuer will now extend the duration of all aura reading effects by 2%. So you can tie that with like barbecue and chili now, and it'll add 2 seconds on. Scourge Hook, Gift of Pain. This perk also ships with safe numbers, so we'll be increasing the action speed penalties to 10, 13, and 16%. Maybe we might see that. Thanathenobria. Another quick one. We are increasing the action speed penalty. What? So 4.5, 5, and 5.5 per survivor for a maximum of 18, 20, and 22%. Damn, so that's gonna be rough, especially if you have Plague or Legion, because typically you don't heal during those two states, because it's just you're constantly getting injured or you're always getting injured. So that's gonna slow everything down, and it's gonna take a while. Ooh, I can see Thana being moved up to the top tier perk. Scourge Hook, Monstrous Shrine, has received a rework. This perk will now convert all basement hooks to Scourge Hooks. Oh, it'll add 8 hooks that are Scourge Hooks now if you add that other one. Additionally, Scourge Hook will now grant 10, 15, 20% faster energy progression, so it'll kill him faster, but only if the killer is not within 24 meters, which is interesting because then that stops you from getting tunneled. Survivor perk buffs. Calm Spirit. In addition to Calm Spirit's current effects, you can now open chests and cleanse and bless totems silently, but now it looks like they're increasing the speed on how long it takes. So on tier 1 it's 40% longer to do those actions, and then at tier 3 it's 30% longer. It gives the survivors more stuff to do now, longer objectives, I guess you can say. Saboteur can now identify Scourge Hooks. Oh, so now they can tell when they see Scourge Hooks. Their auras are shown in yellow when a survivor is being carried. Use this information to your advantage to prevent Scourge Hooks from being activated. Body Knowledge now increases healing speed by 30, 40, and 50%, and it used to be 11, 22, and 33%. I can still see self-care and body knowledge being used. That's a huge increase. That might actually make it go by faster now. Holy crap. Off the record. Upon being unhooked, gain an endurance status effect for 60, 70, 80 seconds. The endurance effect is lost upon performing a conspicuous action. While this is a lengthy endurance effect, any game progression action will cancel it permanently, making it purely for evading the killer after unhooked. Lucky Break. This perk is great for escaping a chase, but the effect runs out quickly. We're giving survivors a way to recharge Lucky Break. Okay. Each second spent healing another survivor increases Lucky Break's duration by 1 second. The total time cannot exceed the starting duration. Okay, so whatever it starts at, you can't exceed it, but you can build it back up again. Pharmacy used to guarantee an emergency medkit the first time you search a chest. So no matter what, you can search a chest and find a medkit and then place it throughout the map, which you'd either hope nobody takes before you need it, or you hide it off, like I just said, in a corner. Now Pharmacy will activate whenever you're injured. Oh, guaranteeing an emergency medkit. When you search a chest, this effect can happen multiple times in one trial. Typically 3 chests in a map, you can do it 3 times. Soul Survivor. In addition to hiding your aura, Soul Survivor will now increase your generator repair speed by 75% and your exit gate and hatch action by 50%. I don't really see generator repair speed being huge, but I can see opening the exit gate being huge. This effects are now only active when you're the last survivor standing. Okay, makes sense. That might be appealing running solo. Distortion. For those who like to stay hidden, we've added a way to regain distortion tokens. Gain 1 token for every 30 seconds spent in the killer's killer's chair radius. But I mean, with barbecue and chili basically lose blood points, then I don't really see barbecue and chili being there, so I don't really see distortion being used, to be honest. Lightweight. In addition to lightweight's existing effects, your scratch marks will be more sporadic. Okay, so it'll be all over the place now, really, instead of just being in a narrow location, making it harder to track. Your scratch marks will also fade 5, 4, 3 seconds sooner, up from 1, 2, 3 seconds. Deja vu. To help survivors power the 3 closest generators, Deja vu will now grant a 5% repair speed to the revealed generators. So wow, okay, that's appealing. I like that. Maybe people run that more often. That's cool. No one left behind. Beyond its current effects, no one left behind will grant a 7% movement speed bonus to any survivor you unhook. What? Permanently? I might run that. Holy crap. Additionally, the perk now activates when the gates are powered rather than opened. Oh, that might be good. That might be a huge buff. Oh, I like that. I might run that. Dark Sense. We've changed the way Dark Scent works. When a generator is powered, Dark Scent activates. The next time the killer comes within 24 meters of you, their aura is revealed for 5, 7, 10 seconds. Dark Sense then deactivates. Tenacity. In addition to the current effects, Tenacity now reduces your grunts of pain by 75% when in the dying state. So you can just crawl around so they can't really hear you. That's gonna make it tough. Combined with the increased crawling speed, this perk will now be much more effective in crawling away from the killer. Hope is great for those who like to make late game saves, but the limited duration can cause it to expire in an inconvenient time. Since the perk is only useful at the end of the match, we've removed the duration entirely. Oh, I can see that being used now more often. Overzealous. In the current state, cleansing a totem grants a repair speed bonus of 6, 7, 8%. Now that bonus doubles if you cleanse a hex totem. So it's still 6, 7, 8% to repair speed, but now if you cleanse a hex, now it's, what is it, 12, 14, 16% on repair speed? But that only lasts until you get injured or if you go down in a dying state. But that's still crazy. I can see you running that and prove thyself. That'd be a combination right there. Holy crap. And then last but not least, we're gonna live forever. My favorite perk, because I love blood points when I play Survivor. I love blood points, so I'd always run this. And plus I like taking protection hits, you know, so it makes me more altruistic, you know. Much like barbecue and chili, this perk features a massive blood point bonus. Correct. It's like a bloody party streamers if you can get all 4 stacks. We do not want blood points to dictate which perks are used, so we remove the bonus of blood points from We're Gonna Live Forever. No, this change will release at the same time as the progression overhaul. Damn. Which is expected to cut the grind by 75% with matchmaking incentives providing an additional avenue of blood points. Additionally, actions that previously granted a token will now activate the perk's secondary effects. While active, healing a survivor from the dying state grants them endurance effect for 6, 8, 10 seconds. So once you get done healing them from the dying state, because you get an increased dying state of 100% if they're on the ground. So it'll give, as soon as you get them up, it'll give them kind of like a soul guard. Oh, this might still be good. I still might use this. Oh, the secondary effects of We're Gonna Live Forever deactivates. Damn. What? That was crazy. All those different things. And we're not, oh my God, I'm just so excited. I'm kind of sad about the blood points because I want blood points because I want to I want to get my characters up. That's what I'm going for. That's what everyone's going for. But wow, what a huge update on all items on the docket. Holy crap. I appreciate you sticking around and watching this whole video. It means a lot to me. If you don't mind, give me a subscribe down below right here and follow me on YouTube. I try to put out as much content as I can. I'm active duty military. I'm trying to make this a secondary job. I wanted to learn something new and expand my mind, so me doing this has been huge. So thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you for stopping by. If you like my content, and give this video a thumbs up, and if you want more, I'm over on Twitch from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I stream over there and I play Dead by Daylight all the time. I'll keep you updated as much as I can, and I hope everyone has an amazing day. So take care. Peace.